When the church bell tolls and the thunder rolls and the night is black as pitch, beware, beware, beware. When the owl hoots and the crow roots and the rain is cold and dark, beware, beware, beware. Beware the galloping hoofs, beware the cries in the night. When the headless horseman rides, you'll probably die of fright. The sun will soon be up, soon the rooster will crow. Let's get back to our graves. Tomorrow's another night. Beware! Beware!
Oh, Sleepy Hollow. Every time I come back here, I ask myself why. I mean, it isn't a requirement that I come visit my dear widowed twin sister and her lovely daughter Katrina each year. I do it out of the kindness of my heart. Oh, what are relatives for? Oh, I do hope I don't hear any ghosts, phantoms, or specters, or things that go bump in the night. One never knows when one's in Sleepy Hollow. The place is positively alive with ghost stories. The local folk believe almost anything. They're very superstitious. Some say Sleepy Hollow is under the sway of some witching power. Oh, whoever heard such rubbish? After all, we are men and women of the Enlightenment. Science, reason, trust in one's senses. Not these tricks and silly superstitions. Right? Still, one never can be too sure. Hello? Is someone there?
Never showed for her visit.
Oh, yes, I do hope she's all right.
Yeah.
Good morning, Farmer Stuyvesant. Good morning, Mrs. Van Tassel.
Good morning, Johanna.
Good morning, Johanna.
Good morning, Mrs. Van Tassel.
Good morning, Mr. Van Hudson.
Mr. Van Hudson.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Joanna.
Morning, Johanna.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Farmer.
Joanna.
We're so anxious to meet the new schoolmaster.
What's he like, I wonder?
We'll find out soon enough. The coach from yonder should be here any minute.
His name is Blaine, isn't it? Ignacio Blaine, from Massachusetts.
His name is Crane. Ichabod Crane from Connecticut.
Connecticut always does export the best teachers.
Oh, yes. If you can recall, Mr. Withers, our last schoolmaster, was from Connecticut.
I ain't forgot. Ron Bones and some of them Sleepy Hollow boys drove them away with their mischief. Bones is a wild fella.
I prefer to think Bones is high-spirited.
Call him what you will. He needs a good thrashing.
He was never disciplined as a boy. Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Well, it's too late now. His father is the same way.
Like father, like son.
The sooner Bones finds himself a good wife and settles down on a good farm, the better it will be for Sleepy Owl.
I am afraid, however, we do have a slight problem with the new schoolmaster.
Problem?
Oh, Jacques, where is he to stay? I have no room on my farm. Unless we have him sleep in the barn.
Our schoolmaster sleeping in a barn? No.
That would never do.
Well, where is he to call home? I don't know.
My mother and I have a large empty house. You'd be more than welcome.
Yeah, good. And it's settled.
Unhappily for Mr. Crane, my mother's a terrible one. And the schoolmaster will expect decent victuals.
That will be no problem. 1 week he can eat with one family and the next with another.
Yeah, good. The schoolmaster will stay at Widow Van Dorn's, but he'll get his victuals elsewhere.
Splendid!
Let's see about the coat from the others.
Usually on toy.
Except when it isn't.
I don't know why you deny it, Katrina. Everyone knows you're going to marry Brombone.
Then everyone knows more than I do, Greta.
You like him, don't you?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, everyone knows he likes you. Likes you something special.
That's not surprising, Greta. After all, everyone knows that I have the prettiest ankle in the countryside. Anyway, he hasn't asked me to marry him straight out. He sort of hints, like a mouse nibbling at a bit of cheese.
Oh, boys are shy about things like that.
And Bones isn't shy about anything. Bones is as bold as they come. He is much too sure of himself, especially where I'm concerned. What girl likes to be taken for granted?
What does that matter? He's the handsomest boy in these parts. And
So strong. If you think Bones is so wonderful, then why don't you marry him?
you know why. He only has eyes for you.
I like a boy to be a gentleman, to have fine manners. I like someone who can carry on a decent conversation.
About what?
It doesn't matter about what. All the boys at Sleepy Hollow are lumps. I wish a lump would ask me to marry him.
I wouldn't mind being married to a lump. Mr. and Mrs. Van Lump. I'm almost 17. That's practically an old maid. What's to become of me?
You're just being foolish.
Now your day is complete, ladies. I am here.
Bones himself!
Hello, Bones. Oh, look, I think I see a whippoorwill.
Don't be an idiot, Katrina. You can't see a whippoorwill in the daytime.
Perhaps it was only a blackbird fluttering and chirping.
Perhaps.
Bones just plucked a heavy rock out of the stream and held it over his head for almost 5 minutes. Anyone would have thought it was a head of cabbage.
What y'all says is true. I won't deny it.
And when Bones got tired of that, he tossed the rock 100 feet easy. The rock thumped the earth when it landed and did.
The muscles in my arm have never been stronger. Made of iron. Don't be shy, girls. Come look for yourselves.
Oh, Katrina!
What about you, Katrina? Don't you want to see how strong Bones has become?
We have an ox on our farm that's much stronger than Bones, but he doesn't brag about it.
Are you calling me a braggart, Katrina?
That or not?
If the shoe fits, Abraham.
Don't call me Abraham.
Why not? It's your name, isn't it?
You must be the most exasperating female in Sleepy Hollow.
In that case, I don't know why you're here.
I'm here because I'm inviting you to a horse race. I'm racing Daredevil against the best horses in the county.
I'm busy.
The horse race isn't until next week.
I'm busy all next week.
Doing what?
I'll think of something.
Oh, Katrina's just trying to get your goat, Bones. She doesn't mean half of what she says. Hey,
I'd love to see the horse race. I've always admired Daredevil.
Do what you want, Greta. It's a free country.
Ah, sure hope it wasn't a bumpy ride from Yonkers, Mr. Ichabod Crane.
Oh my goodness! It's the new schoolmaster.
they say he's from Connecticut.
So was the last one, and he didn't last long.
Everyone in Sleepy Hollow knows why he didn't stay. You and Yoss blocked the schoolhouse chimney with blankets and smoke filled the classroom.
And then the schoolmaster. He thought the schoolhouse was on fire.
pretty Dutch girl shouldn't lose her temper.
I never lose my temper.
Good for you.
Good that children should learn their reading and writing.
And their numbers.
Yeah.
And their spelling.
And their geography.
What good is geography? No one in Sleepy Hollow ever strays 10 miles from the place. And why study?
There, you hear that, Greta? He's proud of seeing so little of the world.
What's Katrina talking about, Bones?
How should I know? Women always babbling foolishness.
Lumps. I'm sure the schoolmaster could tell you why geography is important, Yoss.
What say you, Mr. Ichabod Crane?
Where is he?
Along now, what you waiting for? No need to be shy, schoolmaster. You're among friends. Sleepy Hollow welcomes you. Say hello to the new schoolmaster.
Hello.
Hello, new schoolmaster.
Ah, what lovely rustic bells.
What's that you say?
He was complimenting us, Farmer Stagson. And he did it so nicely.
Didn't sound like a compliment to me.
You could learn a lot from the schoolmaster, Yost. You too, Bones.
Bones?
Name's Abraham Van Brunt. Brom for short. Because my limbs are so strong. Everyone calls me Bones.
Wrong, Bones! He can lift a cow over his head.
Oh, why would he want to do that?
And best horseman in these parts.
And best judge of horse flesh. No one buys a horse without asking Bones' opinion first.
The buyer doesn't. He's a fool.
That is true enough. But I don't forget. If there's any mischief in Sleepy Hollow, you can bet Wrong Bones is at the bottom of it.
Now, why do I get blamed for everything?
Because you're usually guilty.
That's a good one, Yas.
You'll be paid 4 times a year as your contract stipulates. As for your victuals, you'll go to a different farm each week.
A different farm each week, isn't that a bit unusual?
Oh, you'll have no complaints about your bill, schoolmaster. Sleepy Hollow sets a good table.
Do swimming in its own gravy?
Pigeon pie.
Oh, juicy ham.
Savory sausages?
All the buckwheat cakes a man can swallow, well buttered, drowning in syrup.
Oh, and ginger cakes and peach pie.
Bowls of cream and milk, not to mention preserved plums and peaches and pears.
Did you say goose swimming in its own gravy? Pigeon pie, juicy ham, savory sausages.
Shortcakes? Ginger cakes? Honey cakes?
Oh.
Oh, the schoolmaster! Oh, Are you all right, schoolmaster?
There's nothing the matter with him. He's as strong as a scarecrow.
Hey, you dropped your book. His story of New England witchcraft?
No, my good fellow. History of New England Witchcraft, written by the famous scholar Cotton Mather. Nonsense, of course, witchcraft. But it makes for good fiction. Can't imagine why I felt faint.
Oh, look, it must have been the coach ride from Yonkers.
Yes, that's it. It was the coach ride from Yonkers. It was a long ride. When do I eat?
First, we'll be showing you where we'll be living. This is Johanna Van Dorn.
I know you'll find my mother and I's house comfortable. We have a good fire when the weather outside is cold, and you can have as many quilts in your bed as you wish.
So I'll take my victuals with you tonight.
My mother doesn't do that.
Oh.
You'll be filling your belly at the farm belonging to Mrs. Van Tassel and her daughter, Katrina.
He's a true beauty.
Oh, why don't you invite me to supper, Katrina?
Because Katrina's got too much sense. Come along, one and all. We've got to get the new schoolmaster settled in.
Don't be long, Katrina. I won't, Mother.
Tell me again about the goose swimming in its own gravy.
Well, no use hanging around here, Bones. Let's go see if we can stir up a little fun, huh?
You go along. I'll catch up with you later.
Why not come now?
You heard me. Later.
Oh, I understand. Don't have to hit me over the head with a hammer. I know when I'm not wanted. I ain't dense like some. Nope, not me. I'd catch on real quick.
It's not right the way you treat me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I am your boyfriend, aren't I?
I never said so. You take things for granted, Abraham.
But we are getting married, aren't we?
I don't know. Are we?
You don't have another boyfriend, do you?
How could I? You scare away any boy who comes near. Do you think a boy will pay attention to me when he knows you're lurking somewhere close?
I saw the way the schoolmaster looked at you. He'd better be careful. Otherwise, I'll double him up and put him in a shelf in the schoolhouse.
You're jealous. You don't know how to treat a girl.
Of course I do, and I'll prove it. A gift for you.
Gift? It's a dirty old coin.
It's not just any dirty old coin. It's a special dirty old coin. It's a Hessian coin from the Hessian soldiers of the Revolutionary War. And I scratched something on it. KVT. Katrina Van Tassel. That's you.
I know who I am.
And BB. Bravos. That's me.
Oh, thanks. I thought it stood for Bumblebee. You'll have to excuse me now, Abraham.
Don't call me Abraham.
I have to help Mother with supper. We wouldn't want the schoolmaster's first meal in Sleepy Hollow to be a poor one.
Women!
I won't say he's eating me out of house and home, but the schoolmaster does have a hearty appetite. Bachelors usually do. When he's at dinner, his elbows are always moving, and his mouth seems to be the gateway to a bottomless pit. Katrina enjoys his company. She says, Ichabod Crane has brought a breath of culture and refinement to Sleepy Hollow.
Man's full of education, no doubt about that. When he's at the table, he's a rabble of information. I learned so many things I didn't know before. All about the ancient Greeks and Romans.
And he's so observant. Doesn't miss a thing. Why, when he was at supper that first night, he checked the pewter, and the cloth-footed chairs, and the mahogany tables, and the old silver, and the fancy china. He was most impressed. You would have thought he was planning an auction. And what a compliment he paid Katrina.
What he say?
He said, Katrina was lovelier than any cloth-footed chair. Oh, isn't that sweet?
I guess. But I wouldn't mind having a scholar for a son-in-law, but my Greta is gonna marry a farmer like every other gal in Sleepy Hollow.
I'm not so sure about my Katrina. She's always saying such odd things.
Such as?
A man with a healthy appetite is a man who'll make his mark. A schoolmaster today, a governor tomorrow.
You think it's wise for Katrina to be spouting such things?
And why not?
Trombones.
Katrina's not afraid of Brombones.
I was thinking of the schoolmaster. He'll have cause to worry if Brom Bones knows Katrina thinks so highly of him.
Fiddle faddle, Farmer Stuyvesant, fiddle faddle.
I suppose, but there's more things to be worrying about than Greta, the Brom Bones, or the schoolmaster. There's work to do in the village.
Yeah, pity so.
Yeah.
Hurry along, children. Don't dawdle, don't dawdle. He who dawdles wastes time, and he who wastes time is of no use to good society. Do you understand?
No, schoolmaster.
No.
Yes, schoolmaster.
That's better. I won't tolerate ignorance. There's only one thing worse than ignorance, and that's more ignorance. Do you understand?
No, schoolmaster.
No.
Yes, schoolmaster.
That's better. Let's see who's here today. Wilda Van Twiller.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good, good. Johanna Van Trop.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good, good. Hendrik Van Foos.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good, good. Excellent. Yes, can I help you with something?
I have to come to school.
Aren't you a bit old?
My father says if I don't know my numbers better than I do, he'll kick me out of the house.
Stop it! Children, stop it, I say. I can't abide laughter in my classroom. Do you understand?
No, schoolmaster.
No.
Yes, schoolmaster.
That's better. What is your name, fellow?
His name is Yoss.
Jos Van Ripper. Yeah, Jos Van Ripper.
Did I ask you, Johanna?
No, schoolmaster.
Did I ask you, Wilda?
No, schoolmaster.
Did I ask you, Hendrik?
No, schoolmaster.
Always remember, children, never answer unless you're asked. Do you understand?
Yes, schoolmaster.
You're learning fast.
I won't cause any trouble, schoolmaster. I just want to learn my numbers.
You may sit down.
Yeah.
Always remember, children, knowledge is a gift, a wondrous gift. Repeat that.
Knowledge is a gift, a wondrous gift. Repeat that.
I will not tolerate frivolity in my classroom.
Is a gift a wondrous gift? Repeat that.
You're a little slow, aren't you, Jost Van Ripper?
Hey, I can run as fast as the next man.
Knowledge is not a race.
Knowledge is not a race.
Wilda, what did I tell you?
Never answer unless you're asked.
Correct.
But you didn't ask anything, schoolmaster.
Then you shouldn't have answered. The pupils of Sleepy Hollow are a vexing lot.
When are you gonna teach me my numbers, schoolmaster?
That depends. Let me see how much you know. Stand up, up. How much is 9 times 9?
Don't you know?
Silence.
Just is a dunderhead. Just is a
Hey,
dunderhead.
you're calling Yoss Van Ripper.
He doesn't know how much 9 times 9 is.
Everybody knows the answer to that.
Well, if you know so much, Hendrik Van Foos, tell me the answer.
9 times 9 is,
Now who's the dunderhead?
I knew the answer yesterday.
Well, this ain't yesterday.
Dunderhead,
The
blockhead.
next one who calls me a dunderhead or a blackhead will be sorry.
Silence! That will be quite enough of that. We mustn't bully the poor young man. Now put on this dunce cap and stand in the corner.
What good are numbers getting?
I am a very conscientious man, children, and I intend to nudge you along this flowery path of knowledge, no matter how inconvenient that journey may be for me. Do you understand?
Yes, schoolmaster.
I'm only doing my duty by your parents. If at times I seem harsh, remember the golden maxim. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Repeat that.
Spare the rod and spoil the child. Schoolmaster. Schoolmaster.
Ah, what is it, Hendrik?
Question.
Well,
What's maxim?
stupid young sir. Hold out your hand.
Do I have to?
Hold out your hand, young sir.
No.
63.
Sit down, Hendrik. What is 63?
9 times 9 is 63.
No wonder you have to wear the dunce cap.
Ow.
Wilda, what is the correct answer?
47?
Hold out your hand.
Ow.
Johanna! Come. Tell the class what is the correct answer.
Is it the same as 10 divided by 5?
Hand.
No!
Yes, Hendrik?
Might as well get it over with, schoolmaster. I don't know the answer either.
That's all right, Hendrik. I appreciate your honesty. It is clear to me now that your last teacher neglected to instruct you properly. I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, we will devote the entire day to our numbers. What do you say, young man?
All right.
Good.
Hey!
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Certainly not
Our
spoiled.
lesson for today, children, is George Washington. Write that name on your slates.
Schoolmaster. Schoolmaster.
Oh, what is it, Wilda?
Are there 3 T's in Washington or 2?
The correct answer is 72. 9 times 9 is 72.
The school teacher said nobody's saying.
I hope I'm not interrupting your work, Mynheer Crane.
Interrupting my work? No, never. Recess!
It's time for recess.
I said recess!
That's good enough for me!
I'm afraid I have upset the school routine.
Nay, my charming damsel. Yes. Pray, be seated.
Thank you.
To what do I owe the honor of this visit?
There's to be a sewing circle this evening at Mrs. Van Hudson's, and some of the ladies were wondering if you would join us.
I'm afraid I have no skill with thread and needle.
I didn't mean that. We all enjoy hearing your knowledge speak.
Indeed! I suspect I'm the most knowledgeable man in these parts.
You're certainly a change from the local man. All they can talk about is the price of corn, or what's a good horse and what's not. Tell me, you'll be there.
Will there be refreshments?
Roast beef and piccalilli.
Oh, I don't on Piccadilly. I'll be there. Piccadilly.
I shall look forward to seeing you this evening.
I shall look forward to seeing you, charming damsel.
Until tonight.
Until tonight. Toodaloo. Until tonight. Until tonight. What a prize catch, that Katrina Van Tassel. One day, she will inherit all that rich farmland, and as her husband, I'd be entitled to sell or invest in new lands in Kentucky or Tennessee or who knows where. Our marriage would be the blending of brains and beauty. Beauty and brains! Obviously, she sees in me a man of considerable promise. All that rich farmland. Beef and Piccalilli, beef and Piccalilli, Piccalilli and beef. That is so.
More roast beef?
9.
More piccalilli?
9.
More buttermilk biscuits.
More butter? More apple cider?
More strudel.
Why, yes. Yes, indeed.
That is the third time the schoolmaster has gone back to the table. Fourth. Oh,
He relishes the piccalilli relish.
I will say one thing for Sleepy Hollow. It has wonderful books.
Except for my mother. Even Brutus or Hog when he comes.
Ow! What's wrong, Mother? I jabbed myself with the sewing needle.
Bad luck for sure. That's what we say in Sleepy Hollow when a sewing needle goes wrong.
Really?
And nonsense, of course.
Finger in your mouth and the bad luck goes away.
Nonsense.
Oh, wait until you hear the schoolmaster imitate Farmer Stuyvesant.
Oh, he's so clever. Show them, schoolmaster.
No, someone might misunderstand.
Especially Farmer Stuyvesant. He can be quite grumpy.
Quite grouchy.
Quite ill-tempered.
I was merely behaving in a jovial fashion. I meant no harm.
Of course you didn't. You never could. You never would. Ichabod Crane is courtesy itself.
Oh,
Just
that's
like
not
any
courtesy
recipe.
itself.
Yes.
Right. Well, have you had enough to eat, schoolmaster?
I couldn't eat anything more.
It's plain you couldn't eat anything less. Certainly there must be something more you relish.
No, really, I couldn't. Thank you.
Well, schoolmaster, are we done with the ancient Greeks and Romans?
Oh, you made them come alive, Ichabod. You're such a good storyteller.
I thought I might read a few chapters from History of New England Witchcraft. It's by my favorite author.
Not Mather.
My favorite author is no secret, I see.
Is his history full of goblins and ghosts?
Indeed it is. Nonsense, of course, but it makes for good fiction.
Tell that to the ghosts in our graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
Ghosts.
More than one.
More than one. My.
I hear tell it's
Long John Silver. They say he sailed the Hudson River to Sleepy Hollow and buried his stolen gold somewhere close to the graveyard and was never able to find it again.
A pirate! My.
Then there's the woman in white. I've never seen her, but my grandmother swore she did.
Woman in white?
The woman in white couldn't find her way home and froze in the snow. On some nights you can hear her wail. So they say, but I imagine it's only the wind.
When I walk by that graveyard, I get the shivers. Even in the daytime, it's just so dark and gloomy.
You have to walk that way to get to my house.
That's why I don't visit you at night.
Don't be silly.
No, it's true. The place frightens me.
There's an Indian boy buried there too. He appears from time to time.
You make it sound as if there's no one in the graveyard but restless spirits. I must say, I had no idea Sleepy Hollow was this haunted. 1 or 2 ghosts in a small village are acceptable. But a whole army is quite another matter. I'm sure Cotton Mather would agree.
We mustn't forget about the Headless Horseman.
Who?
The Headless Horseman. He's the ghost of a Hessian trooper from the Revolutionary War. Lost his head in battle to a cannonball.
They say he rides from his grave by the church, hither and yon whenever he feels like it. Searching, searching.
Well, what's he searching for?
His missing head, of course.
His head! My.
Some say they can hear him galloping at night.
I've heard it. So have I.
Me too.
Me too. Old Farmer Brower met the horseman one night and was chased by him. And they galloped and galloped over hill and swamp until they reached the covered bridge where the horseman suddenly turned into a skeleton. Threw old Brower into the brook and sprang away over the treetops with a clap of thunder. Oh, I love telling ghost stories. So
Are you all right, schoolmaster? You look quite green.
Yes. I'm quite all right. But I must get my rest. Schoolmaster needs his sleep.
for a moment I thought you were scared by our local ghost stories.
The Board Crane. Scared of a ghost story? Never. Ladies, I thank you for a charming evening.
Let me fix you a plate. You can take it with you.
Thank you. No. Good night, ladies.
I think the ghost stories upset him. Don't be silly. He's a school teacher. You can't frighten a school teacher with ghost stories.
Imagine Ichabod Crane turned down a plate of good Dutch cooking.
If you ask me, he's got a bellyache from all that piccalilli.
At all. Must have been the piccalilli. Too sour. What's that? The graveyard. It looks different tonight. Oh, I wish they hadn't told those ghost stories. I have to be in the mood for that sort of thing. Sour piccalilli and ghost stories don't mix. What's that? Did someone say something? It's someone crying. The woman in white? No. I'm being childish. It's indigestion. That's what it is. Indigestion. I'm warning you, whoever you are, if this is a trick! That's better. My imagination was running away with me. A good night's slumber is all I need.
Where's behold, you boys, you fat buckling ape! I want gone! Be gone! Do you have me gone?
No, I'm a poor forgotten schoolmaster.
Liar!
I cannot tell a lie. It goes against my honest nature. Oh, why did I have to pick a living?
I will have what belongs to me, thief!
You mean me?
You are the man who passed me in the snow. You had a wagon and horse. I cried out for help, but you did not answer. You left me to my wintry fate. Wicked, wicked Ichabod
No,
Crane.
it wasn't me. It couldn't have been me. I wasn't the man. I knew it, John.
Liar!
Where's now?
Wicked Ichabod Crane.
I'm having a nightmare. That's it. A nightmare.
Water, cool and clear. I curse the one who dares disturb my rest. May he twist and turn and turn and twist. I curse you, Ichabod Crane. Be doomed forever.
Pity, spirits, pity! I did not steal the gold. I was not the man with wagging horse. I meant to disturb no one's rest.
Liar!
Liar!
The truth.
Be doomed forever.
No, I don't wish to be doomed. You don't understand. Please.
Beware! 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 Beware the galloping moose! Beware the cries in the night! When the headless horseman rides, you'll probably die of fright!
Don't hurt me, please. Don't hurt me. Take away.
Ichabod, what's wrong?
Don't hurt me, please. Don't hurt me. Katrina? Is that really you?
Of course. Who did you think it was? What have you been doing?
I was trying to see if those ghosts you told me about dared to meet me face to face.
Oh, Ichabod, you are brave, but those stories are only legends. I'm surprised at you. You've forgotten a book.
Oh, thank you, Katrina. It was very thoughtful of you.
I know how much it means to you. I told my mother I wouldn't be long. I'd better be getting back.
And I best be on my way.
Goodbye, Ichabod.
Goodbye, Katrina. Oh, Katrina. Yes, one day soon, I will propose marriage. Oh, happy, happy day.
scarecrow like Ichabod Crane.
Greta says Katrina's trying to tease you. She wants to make you jealous.
Ron Bones doesn't know what jealous means.
Oh, yes, he does.
What?
Oh, don't be angry at me. It's the schoolmaster who's making trouble. Him and his, how much is 9 times 9? Oh.
Schoolmaster. I can make Katrina jealous. That's it. I'll pretend I have eyes for Greta or some other girl.
Oh, Katrina would see through that in a minute.
You're right. She would.
Yeah. She's smart, that Katrina. I know. We scared the last schoolmaster off with our price. We can do it again.
Well, we can't smoke up the schoolhouse again. Everyone will know who done it, especially Farmer Stuyvesant.
Oh, we'll think of something.
That I will. Brom Bones don't have a brain for nothing. Do you think the schoolmaster likes honey?
If he can eat it, he likes it.
I have just the thing.
What are you gonna do?
You'll find out tomorrow.
Now Satan comes with dreadful roar and threatens to destroy. He worries whom he can't devour with a malicious joy.
Lovely, ladies, lovely. You're improving.
Thanks to you, schoolmaster. We've never had a better choir master.
How true, how true.
Thank you, my songbirds. I will admit that when it comes to hymnody and harmony, I do have some special gifts.
The last choir master wasn't inspiring at all.
He said class.
Oh, yes. John. Oh, you're telling the truth, aren't you? We were in good voice tonight?
Excellent voice. However, I did detect a certain tightness in tone. Now, nothing serious, but we do want to be at our best come Sunday, don't we?
Yes.
Until Sunday, my songbirds.
I love it when he calls us songbirds.
Katrina,
Yes, Ichabod?
I wanted to tell you how charming you look this evening.
Thank you, Ichabod.
But you always look charming, don't you?
Do I? It's sweet of you to say so.
How beautifully you chirp.
I try my best.
Next week, are we coming to your farm for my victuals?
That is so, Ichabod.
See you every night at supper.
That is also so.
To glance across the mashed potatoes and celery and find you there.
This is not the season for celery.
Mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce then.
We always have cranberry sauce. Job.
May I walk with you to your farm? It's such a lovely night. The stars have never been brighter, I dare say.
If anyone's walking Katrina home, it's me.
I'll decide who walks me home and who doesn't.
And he's brought his gang with him.
Katrina is my girl.
I belong only to myself, Abraham. How many times do I have to tell you that?
You heard the lady. Be off with you, ruffian.
I'll fix you.
If you lay one hand on Ichabod, I will never speak to you again.
Katrina.
Go along now. Ichabod is walking me home.
I don't think so.
I mean what I say.
I won't forget this.
You weren't here, Katrina. I would have taken on the fellow. I know all about the manly art of pugilism. And take that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Hey, come on, kindness on a deal with rascals.
Come on.
Yes, Katrina.
I thought you were walking me home.
And so I am. Been meaning to ask you something, Miss Katrina.
Yes, Ichabod.
How many acres did you say are on your farm? Hurry along, children. Don't dawdle, don't dawdle. He who dawdles wastes time, and he who wastes time is of no use to good society. Do you understand?
No, schoolmaster.
No.
Yes, schoolmaster.
Excellent. Good morning, children.
Good morning, schoolmaster.
I'm expecting great things from you today.
Yes, schoolmaster.
Great. Yes. Let's see who's here today. Wilda Van Twiller.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good. Johanna Van Trop.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good. Hendrik Van Voos.
Present, schoolmaster.
Good. Excellent. Where is he?
Who, schoolmaster?
That rogue.
You mean Yoss?
Yospin Ripper.
The blockhead? The dunderhead?
Stop that, children. Stop it, I say. I will be having a few words with Yoss's father this evening.
Yoss doesn't know his numbers.
That's why he's supposed to be in school. A person who doesn't know their numbers won't amount to much. Stand up, Hendrik.
Yes, schoolmaster?
Tell the class how many pecks there are in a bushel.
Pecks in a bushel?
You heard me.
Are the pecks from Vermont or New Hampshire?
What a stupid answer.
What a stupid question.
Insolent boy. Hold out your hand.
Not again, schoolmaster.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Ow!
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I can't tolerate dullness, and I won't tolerate insolence. Sit down, Hendrik. Johanna!
You mean me, schoolmaster?
You're the only Johanna in the classroom. Stand up. Come. Tell the class how many quarts there are in a gallon.
Quarts in a gallon? Did you say quarts in a gallon?
You heard me.
I don't know.
At least, that's an honest answer. You may sit down.
You mean if I said I didn't know how many pecks in a bushel there are, you would have not hit me with the ruler?
I judge each chance on its own merits.
That's not fair!
Who said it was? Life is not always fair, children. If it were, I would be the mayor of some great city. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Repeat that.
There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Schoolmaster! Schoolmaster!
What is it, Hendrik?
May I be excused?
Why?
I have to sneeze.
Wait until you're home, you can sneeze there.
I can't. Hendrik sneeze!
That's enough, children. Sit down, Hendrik.
I'm already sitting.
So you are. In that case, remain seated. Such impudence. What was that?
It's a beehive.
A beehive. What's a beehive doing in here? Get away! I don't like you! Get away! Get away!
Schoolmaster home?
Getting ready for the party at the Van Hudson.
What's to get ready for? They invite you go. What?
He wants to look his best for the lady.
Ah, such a dandy. I would speak with him.
Ichabod!
You right there?
Oh, he's such a nice young man.
Brom Bones doesn't think so.
He wouldn't. He's never liked any schoolmaster.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Here I am. How do I look?
You look handsome, Ichabod.
I slicked my hair back with eelskin oil to make it shine, and I smacked my face with vanilla extract. I'm quite the cavalier. Farmer Simonson, the man I wish to see.
Yeah?
A gentleman of fashion will arrive at the Van Hudson party in style. May I borrow your horse and saddle?
You mean old gunpowder?
Yes.
She can barely see.
I've eyes enough for 2.
She's not much to look at. Oh, she's thrown a shoe. You're welcome to borrow the saddle if you want it.
I can't arrive with a saddle and no horse. I shall have to walk. Who's counting a gunpowder?
I didn't tell him when I came to tell him.
Which is...
Them bees at the schoolhouse was no accident. It was Brom Bones. And I came to tell Ichabod Crane I'm fixing to do something about it.
Ichabod's forgotten all about the bees. If Brom Bones was hoping to chase him out of Sleepy Hollow with his mischief, it won't work. Ichabod loves it here, and he's planning to stay. Told me that himself.
And we still have a schoolmaster. That is good.
Enjoyable dance, Miss Katrina.
It was my pleasure, Ichabod.
You're a wonderful dancer, schoolmaster, choir master.
I dare say I am. No man is my match when it comes to the waltz. I'm no lump when it comes to country dances either. I even concocted a little dance myself. I call it the grasshopper.
The grasshopper?
I got the idea one day while watching grasshoppers hop about in the schoolyard. A hop here, a hop there. One can learn much from the grasshopper. And the ant.
Oh, please show us.
Oh, yes.
Well, since you insist. That's the basic step. Once the dancer has mastered the basic step, he can move on to more elaborate moves. I wouldn't be surprised if my little dance did make Sleepy Hollow famous. Viva the grasshopper! As the Spaniard would say.
Well, it looks easy enough.
What say, want to give it a try? I'll count down the measure, follow the tempo. Ready, dancers?
Yes, ready.
Remember, keep your arms like a jumping grasshopper. Chin up, back straight, right foot, hop, 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 left foot, hop, 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 forward, hop, 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 back, hop, hop, hop. Keep trying. Practice makes perfect.
It's called the grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Isn't it fun? The schoolmaster created it.
I'm not surprised.
A dancer can't learn it overnight.
That don't surprise me either.
Oh, there you are, Colin. Where have you been?
I barely escaped with my life.
What?
I barely escaped with my life.
What?
I barely escaped with my life.
Your life? What are you talking about, Abraham?
A Bones has probably been up to some mischief. We all heard about the bee.
That's so hard. Well, if you call the headless horseman mischief, then I guess I was up to mischief.
The headless
horseman?
There's gonna be a storm. A bad one.
You saw the headless horseman?
I not only saw him, I met him. I was riding back from Tappan Zee. I knew I'd be late for the party, so I nudged Daredevil and began to gallop. He could smell the storm and his nostrils were wide. But it wasn't the storm he was smelling. It was the headless horseman. Suddenly there he was in front of me. Huge, misshapen tower. He offered me a race for a cup of punch.
Wait, a cup of punch?
Nonsense. How could he speak without a head?
Oh, he had a head all right. He held it like this.
Oh, I think I'm going to faint.
I would have won the race. Daredevil was sure to beat the Goblin horse. But as we came to the church bridge, that shit bolted and vanished in a flash of light. I'm lucky to be alive. I'd better go tie up Daredevil.
Katrina,
Yes, Ichabod?
you don't believe that story, do you?
Bones likes to play games, but it is a story I've heard many times in Sleepy Hollow.
I've been meaning to ask you something, Katrina.
About the acreage on the farm?
I'm not interested in acreage.
What then?
Oh, I long to run my fingers in your gold.
Gold.
Your golden hair, I mean. Oh, promise me.
Promise you what, Ichabod?
Need you ask? Marry me, Katrina, marry me.
Marry you?
Make me the happiest of mortals.
What are you
Oh,
saying?
marry me, Katrina.
You're making a fool of yourself, Ichabod. Get up!
I kiss your dainty paw. Katrina, there's no need to be shy.
Your Katrina. Katrina is my Katrina. Understand? Do you understand?
Wait until I tell Katrina.
You will tell Katrina nothing. Because if you do, you will regret it. You will leave now.
But I haven't eaten. There's going to be a suckling pig with an apple in its mouth.
I'm going to count to 7. 1.
This isn't civilized behavior.
2.
Can't we discuss this like gentlemen?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, women. You can understand their wives. Could Katrina have been using me to taunt Brom Bones? Heaven only knows, not I. Perhaps I spoke up too soon and frightened the poor girl. Yes, that's it. I was too rash, too bold. I must be more patient. What's that? I must be hearing things. This has not been a very successful evening. The sooner I'm snug under my warm quilts, the better.
We are dealing with some strange happenings here in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, there's none would deny it.
Things like this don't happen in Rhode Island.
But where could he have gone? His clothes are hung on hooks and look. It's his book by Cotton Mather.
It's a mystery.
Not to mention the way he left the party last night. There one moment, gone the next. Not so much as a word of goodbye. So unlike the schoolmaster.
And look,
smells like vanilla extract from Nielsen oil.
That would be Ichabod's neck piece for sure.
And this, it looks like a dirty old coin. A dirty old Hessian coin.
Hessian?
And it's got some scratch on the back of it.
Let me see that.
There you go. I betcha it belongs to the Headless Horseman.
I reckon, who can say what happened?
Katrina and Brom Bones were married that summer. As for Ichabod Crane, he was never seen again. Most people believe the Headless Horseman got him.
What do